Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Zabeth, and in today's reaction video we're going to be reacting to more Rush. Yay! In this video we're going to be reacting to Virtuality, which is I believe 1996, and I believe this was just before Neil's tragedy that happened to him, and I believe this is off of their Test for Echo album. So without further ado guys, let's get into this.
Shipwrecked mariner, adrift on an unknown sea, clinging to the wreckage of a lost ship fantasy. I'm a castaway stranded in a desolate land. See the footprints in the virtual sand. Net boy, net girl, send your signal round the world. Let your fingers walk and talk and set you free. Boy, net girl, send your impulse round the world. Put your message in a modem and throw it in the cyber sea. Astronauts in the weightlessness of pixelated space. Girl, send your impulse round the world. Put your message in a modem and throw it in the cyber sea. Let's dance tonight to a virtual song. Press this key and you can play along. Let's fly tonight on our virtual wings. Press this key to see amazing things. To see amazing things.
That's very cool. Wow. Okay. This is amazing that this was written so long ago, in the 90s, right? The mid to late 90s. I don't believe that did the internet even exist back then? I think it was very, very basic and very, very simple. I mean, how did Neil, I swear this guy must have been from the future, or he must have had some really strong insight on what the future was going to be, because so many of their songs, right? So many songs that he wrote was that could take that means so much today. Like this song. I mean, I know that there was books and there was movies about the future and what the future would be like. Even back in the 70s, 80s, even some of the 90s, right? But I don't think that people had computers. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I think as people started having computers, because I know that at first in the 80s, there was video games like Atari and Nintendo and some other video games, and then there was computers in the home in the 80s, right? But I don't think that the internet really took off until, I want to say, around the early 2000s. I could be wrong. You could correct me if I'm wrong here. But wow. The way he says net boy, net girl, think about how it is today, how people don't even talk anymore to each other. I remember watching, there was this one episode, I used to watch Pippi Longstocking. Do you remember the Pippi Longstocking movies? And there was, in one scene in one of the movie where the boy, I forget his name, but he was walking, Tommy maybe, but he was walking around the dining table getting ready to eat, but he was so engrossed in his book, in a book. He was so engrossed with a book that he rammed it to the table, or he put his hand inside the mashed potatoes or something like that. And his father said, "That's it, no more reading at the table." And nowadays, it's not a book, but it's a phone, right? How many of you guys know people? Maybe it's someone in your family, this younger generation, maybe in older generations too, but we know people where you try to get together with them and their face is always in the phone, right? It's always on the phone. They're always texting, or they're scrolling, or they're watching videos, right? You're watching TikTok and other videos like that. I'm not a big TikToker. I'm not a doom scroller. I'm not a big TikToker, even though I have a TikTok account. But I hardly ever post on there. Very once in a while. I don't scroll on there. So, but how many people do you know that seem to be connected to their phone? And like, how does the dating work these days when, I mean, I'm just so glad that I don't have to deal with that anymore. I'm so glad I'm older now. I'm not in my 20s or even in my late teens, or I guess, I don't know how old they start now. Kids start younger now, right? They start with a tablet. The tablet is thrown at them as soon as they could start sitting up on their own. They start playing with a tablet so the parent doesn't have to interact with their child. It seems to me like a sad world, that how disconnected we are. Like the internet, they said the internet is supposed to, the World Wide Web is supposed to connect us more so that we could talk to people from around the world. Do we really need to talk to people from around the world? I mean, it's nice that I could talk to you guys, so I guess that's kind of the same thing. But it just, I remember before, right? If you wanted to talk to somebody, you wrote a letter. And then you waited with anticipation. You couldn't wait. You were so excited to see the mailman. And then the mailman came with a letter back. And then you go and you open it up and you read it. I used to have some pen pals when I was a young adult. I had pen pals. And it was always exciting to read the letters. And then, you wrote them back. And the letters kept getting bigger and bigger, longer and longer. Until there were like pages, all right? But it was really cool. It was really fun. But now, and also the phone. Remember the phone? People would just talk on the phone to each other. And I think that it got heavier in the 80s. More phone use. You know, pretty soon everybody started having their own phone, even though the phone was still connected to the house. Maybe they had their own line, their own phone in their room. I never had my own phone in my room. I didn't have anything in my room growing up. I didn't even have a TV. No TV, no video games. I think I had a bookshelf with books, and that was it growing up until I moved out. No TV in the room. Now I have a TV in the bedroom, which is nice. But just think how Neil wrote this so long ago, how disconnected people are. Because you text each other, right? So they're going to come over. Let's say a friend's going to come over to the friend's house, and they're texting back and forth. They're letting them know all about their day, all about their life, what's going on. So by the time the person comes over, it's like they don't know what to talk about. So they'll show each other videos that they found, or TikTok, or or clips, or maybe they're just too busy on their own phones and they're not really paying attention to each other, which I think is sad. In my neighborhood, when I was growing up, kids still played outside. And I was always outside growing up. I was never in the house. I couldn't stand being in the house. I hated being in the house. Now I'm kind of like a homebody and I don't want to leave. How things have changed. But in my neighborhood now, you wouldn't even know that there's kids. You would not even know there's still kids who live here. The only way you know is when you see in June, you see the signs in front of people's houses saying graduate. You're like going, wait, there was a kid living here all this time and I didn't know? I've been here, for 5 years and I never knew there was a kid living here. It's so sad because you don't see that anymore. You don't. I just could get what, it blows my mind, Neil, the way he writes. And how he can write something that is kind of like science fiction at that time, but now it has so much meaning. People really need to start listening to Rush. People today, youth today, really needs to start listening to Rush. I'm curious. I know that the majority of people who watch my channel are 45 and up. So what generation are you? Are you in that? Are you Generation X? Are you a baby boomer? Are you the generation before that? Where is your generation? Or do you really not care about that? I know that there's people that don't like labels. I don't like labels. I don't like labeling myself at all. I grew up that way. So I'm just like curious. Where do you fall in that? Do you consider yourself a generation, or do you just not care? I just think, there's so much that we had growing up. And I know there's so much more that you probably had growing up. But I'm just thinking today, what do kids have now? What do they have? They have a tablet. They have a phone. They have a computer, a laptop. They have a TV with all the channels, I guess. Netflix and Hulu and Tubi, and I just remember we didn't have cable growing up. My neighbors had cable. We didn't have cable. We had a VCR. So I just don't know what kids have these days. What do they have? What do young people have? What do they do? They're not outside. Are they in the mall? Everybody shops online ever since 2020. People, I just don't see it anymore. I don't see families. I don't see as much as before. I don't know. What do teens do? What do people do? I don't know. Anyways, I just thought that this was very... Neil was just ahead of his time. I'm sure that you all can agree with that. Do you remember... Here's a fun question if you're still watching. how old were you? Do you remember when the telephone stopped being a rotary phone and became a push button phone? And then do you remember how old were you when you had your first phone? With me, I didn't have a phone. My first phone that I purchased myself was a pager. I couldn't afford the phones back then. I had a pager. And if you guys know how those work, I think that, I can't remember, I think that somebody calls the number that's on the pager and their number shows up and then you call them back. I think that's how it worked. I don't even remember anymore. Gosh, things would change. And then the flip phones, to your flip phone, when you had your first flip phone, when you had your first phone. My gosh. Do you remember what's the one thing that you remember that your family got for the very first time that was just like, wow? Was it the microwave? Was it a camcorder, a VCR, DVD player, air conditioning? I mean, I didn't even have air conditioning growing up. Did not have it. My neighbor had it. My friend had it, but I didn't have it. What was it that you remember, you can recall from your childhood, that when your family got it for the very first time, and it's the very first time anybody's ever had this, and maybe you got it years later because you couldn't afford it right then. What was it that you got that you can remember that you were just like amazed, like, wow, technology, the future, right? Anyways, guys, let me know in the comment section below. Please like, comment, please like and subscribe to my channel. I did start a membership for members only. If you guys wanted to help out my channel, help out me, since I can't work because of my arthritis. I can't even get disability, which is really stupid. I've tried many times to get disability, and I cannot get disability. They won't approve it, but they said, oh, you can still work. I'm like, yeah, I can work maybe 20 minutes and I have to sit down or I have to stand up. Now I have to take a break. And who wants to hire someone like that? So I had to leave my last job. But that's another issue. Anyways, guys, I don't even know where I was going with that. But anyways, I love you. And as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.